Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, my name is Syukron Maftuha and I'm from the International Undergraduate Program Civil Engineering. In this video, I'll be presenting my midterm project for the Hydrology courses. So today we're going to explore something really special, the connection between the Quran and the rain cycle, which is a key topic in hydrology. Even though the Quran was revealed more than 1,400 years ago, it contains verses that describe the process of rainfall in a way that closely matches modern scientific understanding. This is both fascinating and inspiring, especially for students like us in civil engineering. So, before we go further, I want to share why I chose this topic. As a civil engineering student, I've always been interested in how nature works, how water moves, how we can manage it, and how it affects our lives. When I learned that the Quran speaks about the rain cycle, I was amazed. It made me realize that science and religion can go hand in hand. That's why I wanted to combine both views in this presentation. Uh, the first one is the run cycle in modern science. Okay, so first let's talk about the run cycle, or as we call it in science, the hydrologic cycle. It is continuous process where water moves through different stages. Evaporation, water from oceans, lakes, and rivers turns into vapor due to heat from the sun. And there is a condensation. The vapor rises into the sky and cools, forming clouds. And then there is a precipitation. When clouds become heavy, water falls back to the earth as a rain, snow, or hail. The last one is collection. The water gathers in rivers, lakes, or underground reservoirs, and the cycle starts again. This cycle is extremely important for agriculture, drinking water, and environmental balance. Without it, life on Earth would not exist. So, how does this relate to us in civil engineering? Understanding rainfall and water movement help us design drainage system, flood control projects, and urban water management plans. We study how infiltrates soil, how much runoff occurs, and how we can collect or reuse rainwater. Without knowledge of the hydrologic cycle, we couldn't build safe or sustainable infrastructure. The next one is the rain cycle in the Quran. Now let's see what the Quran says about this natural process. The first one is in the Surah Az-Zumar, ayah 21. Do you not see that Allah sends down rain from the sky and makes it flow as springs in the earth? Then He causes crops of different colors to grow. These verses shows how rain feeds underground water and supports plant growth, very similar to the water cycle we study in hydrology. And the next one that is in the Surah Ar-Rum, ayah 48. It is Allah who sends the winds and they rise the clouds. Then He spreads them in the sky as He wills and breaks them apart. And you see the rain coming out of them. This verse talks about wind, cloud formation, and rainfall in clear stages, just like scientific models. And the next one in Surah An-Nur ayah 48. Do you not see that Allah drives clouds, then joins them together, then makes them into a heap and you see rain coming out of them? This perfectly matches what we know as cloud merging and heavy rain formation, like with cumulonimbus clouds. What I found amazing is that the Quran uses simple, beautiful language, but the message is scientifically accurate. When it says joins the clouds into a heap, we now understand this as clouds accumulation and vertical growth, something meteorologists study in detail. The Quran encourages us to reflect on these signs, and in doing so, it is inspired both curiosity and worship. The Quran contains over 704 750 verses that talk about nature, the earth, water, and creation. This is shows that Islam supports science. It asks us to look, to think, and to learn. For example, in Surah Al-Qasiyah, Allah says, "Do they not look at the sky, how it is raised?" Verses like this encourage exploration, which is exactly what engineers and scientists do. This means we don't have to separate science and religion. The Quran guides us spiritually, but it also motivates us to observe, measure, and solve real problems just like we do in civil engineering. And now let's talk about responsibility. As a future engineers, we must use our knowledge to protect environment. Climate change is very causing more intense rainstorm and longer dry seasons. That's why we study stormwater runoff, flow forecasting, and rainwater harvesting. But when we remember that the water is a gift from Allah, a sign, a blessing, we take our work more seriously. We don't just solve problems, we serve creation. So to conclude, we've seen how the rain cycle works both in science and the Quran. The Quran describes rainfall, cloud movement, and groundwater flow long before the modern technology. It encourages us to think, to learn, and to use our knowledge for good. This harmony between faith and science is a reminder that knowledge is a form of worship, and engineering can be way to serve Allah and humanity. And thank you so much for watching my presentation. Once again, I'm Muhammad Syukron Maftuha from International Undergraduate Program Civil Engineering Batch 2023, and has been my midterm project for the Hydrology courses. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.